Oh, and now Marianne comes running in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of TMC On Air. I am your host, Mia Voss. This week, I have one of my new favorite things in the whole wide world. Tom Chenault is joining us today. Welcome to the show, Tom.
Hello. How are you, Mia? Nice to meet you.
Hi, darling. How are you doing? You are
I'm
just
fantastic.
You are. You always are. So, guys, we're flipping the script on Tom because he's usually the one that's doing the shows and interviewing. So we're going to hear about all his fun. And I was going to say the softer side of Tom, but really he is so high octane that there is no softer side. So, Tom, tell us about you and just all your fabulous. That's all I can say.
You know, who I am is basically a guy that just tries to bring out the greatness in other people. I mean, that is it in the story. I've been sober 25 years. I got 2 DUIs and 2 disturbing the pieces in 1 month. And I was a big successful stockbroker, and I just realized I had to turn it around and turn it around in a hurry. I got into Alcoholics Anonymous. That gave me my life. And then I had to reinvent myself because I couldn't be a stockbroker anymore. I had to just basically turn into a different human being, and I did it. I had 2 small children, a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old, who were complete strangers to me. And in the divorce decree, they said you've got half the time you have the kids. And I'm going, what the heck am I going to do with those kids?
Right.
Who's going to take care of them? And they said, you are. So I said, man, I just, and then I started looking at it, and I realized how badly what a chauvinist pig I was, basically. I had this story like, if I made all the money, it was my wife's job to cook the meals, clean the clothes, take care of the kids, all the horizontal stuff, and basically that was it. And It was so stupid. I was just a despicable human being.
I love that phrase, all the horizontal stuff. That's hilarious.
So then I get home, and sometimes vertical, and so all of a sudden I get home, and I've got these 2 little strangers virtually standing there looking at me like, what are we going to do, Dad? And in nothing flat, I realized I didn't want to go to a job anymore, man. I didn't want to be a stockbroker. I didn't want to go anywhere. I wanted to pay back what I had really taken from those kids, which was 8 years and 4 years of their life. And that was in 1988, and I haven't gone to work since. So
you have not looked back.
Yeah, I reinvented my life out of my home. And then I said, man alive, this worked out for me. I think I can teach people to do it. So I ended up with the largest home-based business radio show in the world. I sponsor people in AA all the time. And my life is absolutely glorious, Mia. And it's all because of a catastrophe that turned into the most wonderful thing that ever happened.
I talk about
a cat losing a foot.
Well, and have you noticed who decided, if everybody, the viewers kept seeing me kind of look over, it's because I could hear Bob rumbling on in to make an appearance to see you, Tom Chenault, because he heard that you were talking about him on the show. He's kind of he wants to do the earlobe thing. He's kind of hiding his quadruped look, tripod look, but here he is.
Wow. Hello, Bob.
Here's your man, Bob, who is a product of Longevity Products, as we all know, which we will get into shortly. But listen, my friend, talk about humbling and turning something in and turning the frown upside down, not to make it contrite, but really facing what had to be so incredibly humbling and saying, I got to change this up.
Yeah, but you know what? Every day, everybody's facing a life challenge like that.
Amen.
And I took those problems for many, many years to a bar, which made them seemingly better. And when I learned to go live life, I mean, I've still had people die. My mom and dad died, divorce, a zillion things in sobriety that I wasn't really ready for. But you know what? That's just part of life. And the fact that you get back up in the next morning and just put your spikes on and get back out on the field, it's everything. And that's what I finally learned, was not to hide from my problems. Face them, don't lie, have integrity, have character, and be the kind of person I was always judging other people not to be. It's
right.
Amazing. I'm just I'm the happiest. I might not be rich, but I'm happy.
Well, one of my favorite phrases is to put the mess in hot mess, and or the hot in hot mess. And certainly you've embraced that. But listen, one thing I love about you, hold on, Bob, really, it's Tom's show, not yours. What I love about you is that you are so encouraging, but you walk the talk. Absolutely. And you're so encouraging. I mean, you and I have known each other for a couple weeks. I've been, of course, working with your team on a lot of the social media. And one thing, the overarching theme that I notice is that people, you know, my big joke for you is we could put a camera in Tom's bathroom and people will come on and watch because they just want to hear what you have to say, because it's great advice. It's so down to earth, and it's easy to apply to your life. You mean it's hard, you know, there's things that are hard work, but where people really drink your Kool-Aid, my friends.
Well, I'm not hip, slick, and cool like so many people are, you know. I mean, I put a picture on Facebook. My son was taking a picture with a camera yesterday, and everybody's getting.
Oh, that picture.
It was horrible, wasn't it? And my wife said, "You can't put that up." But you know who that picture is of? Tom Chenault. Tom Chenault with his hair combed or looking good isn't Tom Chenault. I am. It's like Felix and Oscar. I have a beautiful wife. She takes care of everything. And I am just a mess. And if you know me 5 minutes, you know I'm just a mess. So why would I play that hip, slick, and cool pretense with you when all I am is just one lucky son of a gun? That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. You truly are, and I love that you're so honest about it. But again, people that is attracted to it. I know that was one of the reasons why I started doing my show this way, because I was like, oh, it's not going to be hip, slick, and cool. It's going to be a hot mess, and it's authentic, and then you can cut past the chaff to hear the real message. So that is totally you. So tell us more about what you're involved with now, because yes, you have the Tom Chenault Show. You've got the Masters of Enrollment. Give me some of your highlights.
You know, here's the deal about my life. I believe that you have to be passionate. If you aren't absolutely passionate in everything you do, it turns into a job. So I am obsessed with nutrition. I am obsessed with personal development, and I am obsessed with people making money. So I had to figure out something that I could do all three of those with. And, you know, for you, look at you. You know, you look like a runway model. You've got that unbelievable skin. You've got that beautiful hair. You've got that terrific personality. And you got the three-legged cat. So you should be selling something where you can lever up that skin and that beauty, that hair, that cat, and still, and you're passionate about all that. It's obvious, and that's me. I am passionate about this. So everywhere I go, I am trying to make a contribution to another human being. So here's who I am. I live my life such that everybody that I meet feels better having met me when they got there. Whether I gave them a hand out as far as a homeless person or maybe an alcoholic that's trying to get sober and I just gave them a $20 bill, or a hand up, that guy that's trying to get sober, or somebody that's trying to reinvent their life or maybe get off of diabetes or something like that. So my whole life, I have shifted it into contribution and relationship. So the most natural place for that to be is in some business where I can lever up relationships and monetize it. You know, it sounds like I'm a capitalist pig, which is probably true, but I just wanted to figure out something I could love, be passionate about, and make a living at. Because otherwise it's just a hobby. And network marketing for me, which I fought with, if somebody would have told me in 1988 when I quit drinking that I was either going to be a Martian or a multi-level marketer, I would have asked them what the weather is like on Mars, because there was no chance. But God's plan is always so much bigger for us than our own that it's laughable. And God's plan that I was going to be a network marketer, and I grabbed it. Once I realized it and I got past all those preconceived notions of having people over for dessert, for dinner and having circles for dessert, once I got past that, and I realized that this is that the word of mouth is the most powerful way to deliver product on the planet, it was all over. And when I realized I could take people and help them get their lives delivering a great product, I mean, it felt to me like I would have a Walmart store without the store. You know, so now I've got 400 products. I operate them out of this dumpy little place I have for an office. I'm going to turn the camera so you can just see it. You know,
live out of Longmont, Colorado, folks.
Yeah, there's Mary.
Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
That's 35 feet of whiteboard wall right there, where you can see we took somebody from birth all the way to death on that wall, and you know, because what we sell is hope, and that's who I am. That's what I do, and I make sure no one loses. If anybody loses with me, if they lose money, if they lose hope, if they lose time, I give their money back, And I take it personally that somebody doesn't get it, because I am telling you, I am a stand for the world not to be going to a cubicle at a place that they hate, working for somebody that they hate, and building a dream that's not theirs. That's absolute lunacy to me, and I am at war against that.
Well, one thing I'm going to jump in there. I love it. It's okay to be for profit. I mean, this is not a world where you need to just suffer and not make some money. So you've really got that combination. One, I love your passion, because you really are about serve, and that's one thing I told Marianne when I first got to know you, is like, what a different message, because I was also anti the direct marketing type of thing, and then I got to know you with this product.
You can't even say multi-level marketing. It still won't come out of your mouth.
I won't. Do you see me like a little bit?
That was what I first had to admit, was I was an alcoholic. So you go around the room and I couldn't say it for like a month. Even though it was like I'm throwing up on the table, but it wouldn't come out of my mouth.
It totally is. I can't even say it because it's just so anti, but I do love that. And let me also point out to all of our listeners today that listen through this, because you're going to hear what I call Chenaultisms or Tomisms. Hashtag, that's our big phrase for you. So you always have some awesome phrases you bust out. So I love that. I love it. And how is your business going now? I mean, I love it that you want to, your thing is about helping, so whether that is helping somebody who has a problem with alcoholism or anything in their life, that's what so you are Go Serve, but you've also made it a productive and profitable thing for you.
Well, what you do is you go out there and we train people to find 4 people, which is this common drill, and then they find 4, and then they find 4, and then they find 4, and the next thing you know, it's a big pile of people, and you get paid on all those people. Well, we took that on, my beautiful wife Denise and I, who does most of the work, most of the thinking, everything. We turned that into something pretty big, and we actually have one of those organizations now that has 400,000 people underneath us, and it kicks out about $50 million worth of product a year from this dumpy little office right here in Longmont, with only one thing going for it, and that is the wonderful Marianne Niehaus.
Holla! Let's get a little. We love our girl. Woohoo!
I have to make sure his hair is fixed.
Yeah, she did the makeup and the whole deal when she got here.
Just put a hat on him. I'm going to put the crown on that I've been using for a lot of shows. So please feel free. The cat and hat might be good. I don't know. There's a
patch over the eye.
I'm bad. I'll just do that.
I love these.
I'll do that drill thing I did yesterday.
Everybody, if you know Tom, please go look on his Facebook page, because I just couldn't. I had to look for a little bit. It took me a while to go, what? I was like this.
Well, it was horrible, because you weren't sure what it was.
I wasn't, and then when I did, I thought, oh, that is so Tom.
Yeah,
that's just his isms, the whole thing. So, all right, listen, we're gonna fast forward real quick into social media, which is a piece that we always use on my show. So, Tom, I know the answer to this, but talk to me about what you're digging about social media, or how you're leveraging it for your program and for your products.
Well, here's the deal: with 400,000 people, there is no way in the world that I can communicate one-on-one with anybody. I mean, if I can communicate with 100 people a week authentically and powerfully, it is a lot. And every time I communicate with a lot of people, I have people left out. And as a result of that, now I'm in this Google Hangout, which, by goodness, you have changed my life. If anybody is thinking about hiring Mia, you have to do it. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. You have to do it. This woman, she's got that chihuahua. She's got that kitten, but she's like a chihuahua. I've never gotten more homework and had anybody whip me more into shape in a week in my life. And this is a guy that I wasn't in the Marine Corps, and I wasn't in college, so I have no experience. So anyway, but if I would have been, you still would have been the top of the pile. But the fact is, I love social media. It has absolutely, tomorrow, cold calling. Everybody's afraid to cold call. Everybody's afraid to interview people. Everybody's afraid to do a 3-way call. So tomorrow, Mia and Marianne are going to fire up the camera, and instead of just talking to 2 or 3 people, I'll talk to 1,000 people tomorrow, and then they'll record it, and another few thousand will watch it. And it will be magical, and I only had to do it one time, and it goes on forever. And it may be bad, but you know what? Life's just sometimes kind of bad. And what I love about this is it may be good, and some miracles may come out of it. But the fact of the matter is I can go real time and show up for the game, and I love that.
Well, and thank you, honey, for the shout out. I call that I pimped your ride. Hardcore. This is why I loved that product for you, especially with Google Plus, because that's what multi-level marketing. See, I said it.
Yeah.
Excited for me? Is it all about is not replicating the same effort over and over, or you're having it, you can replicate it, but you only do it once, or you're working smarter, not harder. And I really feel like for you, that's what Google Plus did help you with. And I'm going to post all the links to this because Tom, the very first show that we did, I believe it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was gangbusters. And it started off as a little bit of a hot mess. We had problems with the sound. We had the same thing today, but as long as you can embrace that, it's going to be a little bit of a hot mess. But that, for your message, it's so perfect, and you are able to reach a lot of people, and I can see that from the responses. So, yeah, you're my favorite student.
Yep, you wait till, and we're only in kindergarten now. Wait till we get to like 10th grade or so, man. We are with gas.
In fuego. Not even it's in fuego.
Backseat of the 57 Ford.
Exactly. All right, so now we're going to loop into our bat crap crazy moment. Tom, tell me what person, place, thing, anything that you are just crazy about and you want to shout out about and toot the horn.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you are a person who is trying to figure out why I was talking like I hate corporate America, I know why you're afraid of network marketing, because you know you're going to suck at it. And I promise you, you're not going to suck at it. You're just not used to being nice to people, and you're not used to building teams. You're used to pushing that pig through the python snake yourself, and you've got that $100,000 a year job, and you think you're rich, and you've got all that BMW, and they keep squeezing down your territory, and you keep hearing about layoffs, and you know the end is coming, but you're afraid to pick up the phone. You need to call me, or call Mia, or call Marianne, and get in a conversation with me, because you do not need to be a hostage to that money that you think is a lot. You can make 10 times more money doing something that you love when you want to do it. I am whatever you said, crazy about this. That is crazy. Who I am, and that is what I do.
I love that. And listen, I have to shout, I've got 2 bat crap crazy, but I certainly am, definitely for this company and the products. Both Bob and I are on products, longevity products. And honestly, it's all because of Marianne, because she came on my show a couple weeks ago, and that was when we got Bob prepped for the surgery for Mr. Tripod over here, who is rocking the tripod like nobody's business. And I honestly do believe it's because we got him on supplements and got him feeling really good. So from a business perspective, it's fabulous. From just the product, and again, I'm so fearful. I've dabbled in MLM, see, I did it that way, for several years, and I'm just feeling it's rock solid. So, and then on a completely different note, because I want to do my bat crap crazy, I'm bat crap crazy for Going Home Animal Rescue out of Arkansas. They rescue at-risk dogs and get them out of really awful situations, and they take them to different states, and they're going to be here in Colorado this Saturday, so we're going to be helping them get them off the transport into their foster home. So that's my random bat crap crazy, is Going Home Animal Rescue. So
you're a rock star, kid.
You know, I love it. Listen, guys, Tom, thank you so much for we did this last second, but I knew I wanted to pull out of you all your fun stuff, because you're usually getting other people to talk, and we flipped the script on you, brother. So thank you for coming on the show.
You're a great talk show host. I love you, Mia.
Thank you, darling. Love you too. And how can people get in touch with you? What's the best way?
Call you.
Call me.
Yeah.
Call Mia. Email me, mia@themiaconnect.com. My website is themiaconnect.com. Easy to remember. So we'll see you next time on TMC On Air. Bye, Tom. Thank you.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It was in 1988, and I haven't gone to work since. So
you have not looked back.
Yeah, I reinvented my life out of my home, and then I said, man alive, this worked out for me. I think I can teach people to do it. So I ended up with the largest home-based business radio show in the world. I sponsor people in AA all the time, and my life is absolutely glorious, Mia, and it's all because of a catastrophe that turned into the most wonderful thing that ever happened.
I talk about
a cat losing a foot.
Well, and have you noticed who decided, if everybody, the viewers kept seeing me
take care of the kids, all the horizontal stuff, and basically that was it. And it was so stupid. I was just a despicable human being.
I love that phrase, all the horizontal stuff. That's hilarious.
So then I get home, and sometimes vertical, and so all of a sudden I get home, and I've got this these 2 little strangers virtually standing there looking at me like, what are we going to do, Dad? And in nothing flat, I realized I didn't want to go to a job anymore, man. I didn't want to be a stockbroker. I didn't want to go anywhere. I wanted to pay back what I had really taken from those kids, which was 8 years and 4 years of their life. And that was...
Oh, and now Marianne comes running in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of TMC On Air. I am your host, Mia Voss. This week, I have one of my new favorite things in the whole wide world. Tom Chenault is joining us today. Welcome to the show, Tom.
Hello. How are you, Mia? Nice to meet you.
Hi, darling. How are you doing? You are just
fantastic.
You are. You always are. So, guys, we're flipping the script on Tom because he's usually the one that's doing the shows and interviewing. So we're going to hear about all his fun. And I was going to say the softer side of Tom, but really he is so high octane that
just basically turned into a different human being. And I did it. I had two small children, a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old, who were complete strangers to me. And in the divorce decree, they said you've got half the time you have the kids. And I'm going, what the heck am I going to do with those kids?
Right.
Who's going to take care of them? And they said, you are. So I said, man, I just, and then I started looking at it, and I realized how badly what a chauvinist pig I was, basically. I had this story like, if I made all the money, it was my wife's job to cook the meals, clean the clothes.
There is no softer side. So, Tom, tell us about you and just all your fabulous. That's all I can say.
You know, who I am is basically a guy that just tries to bring out the greatness in other people. I mean, that is it in the story. I've been sober 25 years. I got 2 DUIs and 2 disturbing the pieces in 1 month. And I was a big successful stockbroker, and I just realized I had to turn it around and turn it around in a hurry. I got into Alcoholics Anonymous. That gave me my life. And then I had to reinvent myself because I couldn't be a stockbroker anymore. I had to